Alright everyone, I got a video today. I wanted to talk a little bit about AI with software engineering and my experience with it, how it's been going for the, I guess, past kind of 2 years now. It's been around for a while. There's been a ton of new tools that have come out, and so I think there's been a lot of actually bottlenecks and drawbacks with this whole AI revolution that's been going on. Not to say there's nothing good, but there's definitely a lot of brain rot happening, even with me. I think I noticed it with myself. And then, we have this MIT study that came out that was kind of talking about how AI reduces your cognitive ability. And then also with AI psychosis and all these things that pretty much confirm the experience that I'm going through with software engineering and my job and AI. I kind of want to talk about it. So right now I work at a very big company. If you Google my name, you'll be able to find it. But everything I'm speaking about is my opinion, has nothing to do with my job. And pretty much nowadays, when I try to code, I find myself reaching a lot for AI and going into plan mode and letting it do the work for me and mostly prompting instead of actually coding, which has really reduced my problem solving ability and also my coding knowledge and ability as well. I've really noticed a sharp decline. Like as soon as I get stuck in a bug, or as soon as my first instinct is to go to AI and prompt and ask it how to do something, or ask it how to code something for me, a feature or whatever, instead of trying to solve it myself. And I think this is actually not a good thing for us at all, because it's causing a lot of problems with us as software engineers where we need to have ownership over our code. The models are really good. Opus 4.8 is the one I use a lot myself nowadays. And the more I use it, the more I know how good it is. Like, these models are phenomenal. And then we have Fable, we have Mythos, these crazy models that they're releasing. And they're awesome. They do a lot of great stuff. They also cost a lot. There's a lot of drawbacks there. But my main thing is, like, the more that we rely on these models to do the work for us, our problem solving ability goes down. And I think another thing that goes down is our familiarity with the code base. That's what we're pretty much hired for as software engineers, is that we know the code base in and out, right? We're supposed to know if something goes wrong in production, or if we need to develop a new feature, a stakeholder wants it. We have to know the code base well enough over time to know where these things exist and to jump to them. But the more that we let AI do the programming for us, the more it's going to take that ownership away from us. Like, I feel so disconnected from a lot of the work I do when I find myself prompting AI and just vibe coding. And it's so easy to fall into this trap, because the more that you do it, the more that you want to rely on these models instead of doing it yourself, because they're so good. And we're very lazy as humans. It's laziness that drives us ultimately, because it's the same thing with procrastination. Our brain procrastinates because it's looking for efficiency. So if it's much more efficient to just prompt a model to do the work for me, then I don't have to do anything myself, right? And so I think that's where I'm at right now, is I'm trying to take a step away from that. I'm not going to use plan mode anymore. I'm going to use the AI. I'm going to use a lot of the models, but I'm going to use them in a way where it's kind of like Stack Overflow. I'm going to use it as an assistant to help guide me, to explain errors, to explain things, and I'm the one that has to do the coding myself. I'm going to have to go back to that point, because it's really destroying a lot of my coding knowledge. And this type of knowledge is the type of knowledge you build up after years of struggling. With AI, there's no struggle anymore. We don't have to struggle and work on and think about bugs and problems for days and days to increase our depth of knowledge on certain stacks or certain systems or infrastructure. None of that exists anymore. AI is really brain rotting us, I feel like. And so that's my take. That's what my opinion is. I mean, there's a lot of other opinions. There's people who say that AI is, it's the revolution. We just have to learn how to use it. Software engineering is changing. I think that's a completely valid take. There's merit to both of them, but in my opinion, I'm going to go back to writing code the old-fashioned way, how I used to. I'm going to actually suffer and struggle through problems so that, I can build that and problem-solving ability with my brain again, instead of just, as soon as I run into an obstacle, I just prompt AI and it does the work for me. I'm still going to use AI. I just need to figure out what the balance is and use it more as an assistant versus just doing the work for me. And I think, hopefully, this teaches and helps you if you're a software engineer watching, or really anybody. I don't know, AI is being used in all sorts of fields nowadays. where hopefully it just teaches you and helps you step back and think about how we use these tools and how they're actually affecting us. You know, it's very easy because I mean we can get the end result as much as we want. We can close the tickets out, we can meet the stakeholder objectives and then ship these features to production in a much like 2 times faster throughput rate. But what does it matter if we're losing the skills we learn along the way, right? And the skills that we have struggled so hard to get, and also the passion that we have for this career. Like I have a big passion for software development and problem solving, and I feel like AI has taken that away. And it also has open doors as well. I'm not going to say it's done nothing. It's also came up with new creative ways to solve problems and new creative ways to implement solutions. But I think writing code by hand is definitely going to be the way to go for now. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this whole kind of AI and how it's affecting software engineering. And me as a developer, I have 4 years of working experience. I've been coding since middle school, since Minecraft days, you know, for Minecraft plugins on Java. And that's what I started off with. And, you know, it's been a great journey. So I'm super blessed by God to have this career. But I think AI is definitely changing things. And I'm going to go back to writing code by hand and using it as an assistant. And it's going to be a struggle because I've become pretty reliant on it. But that's the way it's going to be from now on. So hopefully it's helped you. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching.